Yesterday marked the 400th anniversary of the death of the Bard. He died in the quintessentially English county town of Stratford-upon-Avon. But the event of his death is quite rightly being marked around the world. We're going to hear, I think, this morning a great deal about why it's being marked around the world. But I firmly believe that Shakespeare belongs to the world. As a Brit, as an Englishman, I'm very proud of him. But I don't think he belongs to me. I think Shakespeare belongs to the world. Because we have here, and I know here in the audience, we have people from around the world, people who have come to The Hague, who are drawn to The Hague by the unique mix of cultures and people and institutions that make this city special. And I think, again, here this morning, through the eyes of Shakespeare, through the prism of Shakespeare, we're going to hear a little bit this morning about what makes some of the things that makes The Hague special.
I'm your moderator for this theatrical event that has been brought together by Tom Domise, who is present here. Tom put together the event and he built it on three important components. First of all, the artistic view on questions such as what is a just war and who is responsible. Then the intellectual inspiration of Judge Theodore Meron. And then a panel discussion with renowned Shakespeare scholars, an eminent lawyer from the International Court, and artists. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like a very warm welcome for our two Shakespeare actors that will perform in Dutch, but you will have the English subtitles right behind them. So I would like to introduce you to Pierre Bokma and Gijs Schulte van Aschat.
Laat ons op de grond gaan zitten. In droef relaas van vorsten en hun dood. De een gesneuveld, de ander afgezet, die geveld door het spook dat hij onttroond had. Vergiftigd door zijn vrouw. In bed gesmoord. Allen vermoord. Want in de holle kroon, rond de sterfelijke slapen van een koning, daar troont de dood. In zijn hof.
Wanneer men ongeschonden maagden grijpt, om ze bruut en dwingend te verkrachten, wie houdt de geile slechtheid nog in toom wanneer ze ongeremd de berg afdendert? Mannen van haar flair! Heb medelijden met uw stad en met haar bevolking. Want anders zult u zo dadelijk zien.
These are the aspects of Shakespeare's work that I wish to explore with you in my remarks today. For all the chaos and casualties to which war gave rise in the Middle Ages, as it does far too regrettably to this very day, we must remember that war was not without rules, even then. During the Middle Ages, chivalry was in many respects the principal normative system, providing a code of behavior for Christian knights and nobility, regardless of nationality, and radiating values to other members of the society.
The just war perspective in Shakespeare is indeed something in between two positions. A position on the one hand of the political realists, a Machiavellian position, perhaps a Clausewitz position towards war, in which war is seen as something which is amoral. The conduct of nations, the conduct of warriors is not fit for a moral judgment, this position said. And on the other hand, the position of the idealists, the position of radical hospitality towards whatever comes, the position in which war and thinking about a just cause of war is being seen in itself already as immoral.
In pure law, it comes surrounded by such a bevy of technicalities. You cannot always see the question so starkly, but you see it in Shakespeare very, very clearly indeed.
how do you deal with the fact that you do an adaptation of Shakespeare? And my answer is not to try to do better than he did, but also not to be afraid not to care.
Okay.
You know, because Shakespeare died a while ago. I never met him.
It feels to me that Shakespeare is working on two levels all the time. There's what he says, and then there's how he says it. But by going into his language, that we get deeper inside ourselves, poetically, psychologically, philosophically, politically, by lending ourselves to his language, you start seeing a depth in yourself that you didn't know was there before.
So my point would be, it's very dangerous to say we know what Shakespeare's opinion is, what side he's on. Shakespeare was, after all, first of all, he was a dramatist. And the very essence of drama is that it's about putting forward a conflict. Drama is always about conflict.
Aan deze kant mijn hand en nu aan die de uwe. Nu is de gouden kroon een diepe put, één met twee emmers die elkaar vullen. Eén leeg en altijd dansend in de lucht en één beneden, ongezien.
If we hear you talking about just war, and then it's just cause and just means, what I learned from it is when we hear people talking about just war these days, I think it's the moment we should start asking questions. I believe that in the International City of Peace and Justice, we have to bring the debate about peace and justice outside the courts and tribunals into the streets. And culture, theater helps us doing that because it helps us asking the right questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.